get us kicked off.
A grade A bang up between two teams who love themselves some Skyline. You got to be prepared for the aggressive plays out of the SMGs, the ARs holding down the power spots. This is the biggest opportunity for Heretics. If you can punch OpTic right in the mouth on an opening Skyline, which they haven't lost all weekend, that is your entry to this series.
Well, it's a path to back-to-back championships being framed up for OpTic, but for Heretics, they're trying to stay perfect against the green wall. We've got OpTic, we've got Team Heretics on Skyline hardpoint for our second semis. Let's get it on.
It's already a battle for these mid gunfights, and the ARs on the side of Heretics line up 3. You're trying to locate where the hell is Shotzi. He's an early underground route, thinking about the next play, thinking about the next hard point, but he's just trying to be a nuisance, already finds a double.
Superstar mentality for Shotzi after making Tom Cruise proud, looking for his final reckoning here on this semifinal stage. Hook inside the hard point, dealt with quickly by Super, who has had a very strong start, 5-2. Mercury's now getting even and trying to find a way to fight back against this Heretic setup.
And now if you're OpTic, you got to work your way across the map. So you already see number 1 on your mini-map, Mr. Hook, working his way through Kitchen. Shotzi challenging for that old time for the final 15. But a lot of pressure already through Piano. These gunfights are massive. Hook's able to win a one-on-one, trying to go for a two-piece, but instantly gets shut down by Super. A perfect start for the young man.
Super looking for more, trying to chase down Mercules. Mercules will drop, and the follow-up from Super is good. And this will set up Heretics rather nicely over towards P2. Moment of contest, but we swap over to listen in with the Bravia listen in with Team Heretics.
Hemos nacido bien, hemos nacido bien.
Banca. Sí, la mesa, está la mesa a la izquierda. Buena. Están por
Piano muerto.
Hay piano ya.
Es el último, eso
Una más Hago echar yo front.
Piano, un tiro de así. Un tiro de así, piano. Un tiro, otro.
Una bala white. Va para el siguiente cara. Y otro más.
Anterior de Tashi, ¿vale? Sí, vale, otro más de cara, de cara. Sí, va a saltar otro más de cara.
Ha Fireplay, creo.
Sí.
Ander, Chema, va, sigue. Está al lado.
Tú, va a pinchar el...
Voy a abrir P1, vale.
Voy a abrir medio también, cuidado que no se pulse en la maceta. Estoy pinchando el...
El Jimmy no va.
Pinch, muerto.
El Jimmy, una bala del Jimmy.
Van a ser muertos.
Falta los del punto.
Dos tiros.
Nacen en rocas, creo.
La ha nacido piano, Vale.
Una bala, muy tocado.
Medio.
Vamos a intentar limpiar macetas. Se nació por medio. Estoy yendo por medio, challenge.
La barra, sí.
Estoy yendo por medio.
Y roca, se un punto y otro roca. Un segundo. Va de frente, de frente, Hugh ya. Te tengo al medio. Te tengo otro más muerto. No, dos rocas, dos y derecha. Roca está full.
Va arriba.
Va en medio.
Juega para arriba con él.
Anterior muerto.
Arriba Roca, echaste un tiro.
Otra vez, sigue.
Está muerto.
Anterior Kitchen se cuela Roca. Y otro anterior. Son dos.
Muerto izquierda uno.
Otra, es designación, piano. Van izquierda y arriba.
Uno a la izquierda, absoluto.
Izquierda no veo. Arriba, sigue. Sigue. Vale. Tengo el medio. Mira izquierda solo. Tengo yo el medio arriba.
Izquierda de una bala. Izquierda de así. Está en la izquierda.
Well, after a hot start from the Heretics, things were starting to look a little bit dicey as OpTic battle back through P3, but this is a nice recovery moment. Heretics in control of P4.
Yeah, Dashy took over there at the P3, already 16-7 with a minute in the hill time, but Heretics think about the next play, work their way through the little map, find the break in towards P4, and have been able to lock this down so far. Still 25 seconds here, one more push coming in from OpTic, everyone through bed.
Metals, he's the one who's been hot for the Heretics on 4 in a row. Shut down by Mercules, but enough damage dealt for Heretics to stabilize and finish off the scrap time of the final 20 seconds or so. So we're going to get ourselves 110-64 or about that mark. Super trying to put pressure over towards the left side of the map already, and OpTic quickly deal with that and now have their eyes forward to P1.
Yeah, big kill onto Super. He was trying to influence the spawns a certain way, or at least force them to draw that attention on that side of the map. But now it's Riyadh's turn, who is on 3 in a row, instantly going to get picked off by Mercules. You're currently in control of the P1 time. Rancor now is just waiting for his teammates to find some kills before he decides to go, but he has no more time to waste. He got to send it.
Dashy able to battle him back, but Rancor still finds that kill. Mercules also shut down by Rancor, and OpTic all of a sudden just dealing with what they have left in the hard point as we swap over to check in with the comms for OpTic Gaming.
Yo, piano steps.
We'll get piano.
One time. Metal's weak. Metal's
nice. I got time.
Yo, right, Pelly. I'm picking up right.
You got time?
Sure. Yeah, I got time.
Okay, make sure you block. Time. Nice.
One more below that. Love it.
Yo, you.
I got top bed.
You on you weak.
You weak. Yo, going right. Metals. First half.
Top P2 already. Hold on.
We spawn out.
Ape it.
We're player now.
Last guy's on.
They all spawn short.
I'll get you time.
You can stay out kitchen if you want, Kyler.
I am. One shot on old.
Okay, I'm gonna refill
One shot
kitchen.
on old.
Look your underground.
I'm gonna check your team. You have underground?
No.
Yo, deep long. There's two going right.
I have it.
Nothing left. Nothing underground.
I'm holding close right.
Go left side. Nice. One more top.
Right. Another one right. Nothing else right. I pushed out kitchen. Okay, first guy right. Okay, Metals is right. On the marble.
One shot top.
Fireplace Metals.
He's third right then. Right weak.
Right weak. You're in the corner. In the corner on you.
Yeah, he's there. One guy's left.
Last one out. They're on you.
Zip.
Yeah, zip it left.
Then one guy's going piano.
In the back. Two in the back.
One shot. All right, one guy's piano.
Just calm down.
We're top T Real.
Nice, get up.
Top T Real.
I'm gonna hit left one time. I'm hitting left one time.
It's a T in the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on.
Wi-Fi. Go front door.
Well, OpTic had the solid hold initially, but Super just in another takeover mode. 5 in a row, 23 and 17. Get Heretics right back in the hard point, and they'll take the better part of the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's been a superhero at this P2 HP. Starts off flawless with a 9-3 start. Already on 5 in a row, 23 and 17. Still have a nice little comfortable 30-point lead, but this is where OpTic kept themselves into the mix. This P3, you gotta be able to take care of Dashy, who loves to headglitch that desk.
Well, Shotzi hit by a lot of grenades initially, still finds his one, and Mercules will finish Super plus another onto Redcore. Real's pre-fire, though, eventually gets a bit of a trade. Opportunity possibly here for Heretics to find some sort of a quick contest, but Dashy behind the bar limits this approach just down to a couple of Heretics members, and Shotzi's off the respawn for another double.
They just keep on filling the gap properly. Okay, someone's gonna chow, you fall, I'm instantly gonna fill that spot. Now we create an extra layer, potentially a lead change here, but you can already see on your mini-map, Metals with a perfect route to flip these spawns.
Masterminds of all kind joining in to catch the COD action. Magnus Carlson locked in as OpTic will see their lead start to grow minimally as we get past the last 10 seconds. Over towards Heretics. This is where they were flawless last time around. P4 on the way.
It's all about the opening kill. Shotzi and Hook already combined for 2, but Rancor Metals instant response. So who is going to get the close spawns? Dashy wins a big one-on-one. No one is spawning near, but at least for your Heretics, everyone is near bedroom.
Dashy looking for a crossing angle, trying to stay safe. Riel wanting to try to challenge this, wins his first. Can Hook follow up, though? He gets the opener, but not the follow-up. Shotzi looking to go quickly around the backside of Patio. Finds the trade out of Metals. Can he get a second? No, not going to happen. Heretics not fully spawning in yet. They're going to have to run their way back over. And how about Rancor behind the bathtub? He'll find one, Super another. Now the help is here, and Heretics take the lead.
And all of the map is cut off. You already see Metals cutting everything from mid-side at the kitchen area. You're trying to approach from kitchen, but you're not getting anything done. At least you have one player in Hook who was able to sneak out from behind. Shotzi wins a one-on-one. You potentially are going to flip the spawns, but we can't get him out of the time.
Rancor so close to getting himself a Hellstorm. Oh my goodness. Almost getting the quick swap over to the AR, but regardless of him falling, Heretics lock in the scrap time. 209 to 170, back to P1 and back to the focus of OpTic trying to lock the time down.
P4 has been their bread and butter, this map #1, but OpTic now have decided the map that they want. It's all about the slaying. And already with Rial towards top hallway, he is causing them problems. Right now, the pacing for Heretics is too much for OpTic to handle.
Shotzi wins a big 1v1 though in the hard point. Gets the gap down to about 30 seconds. Less than that now as OpTic trying to hold on towards this top hallway position. So far, so good. 30 seconds to fight for over P1, and Heretics playing the long game, just trying to lock down the left side of the map.
And right now, Hook is not having the best game. 15 and 26, but he's on 2 in a row. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish. A 6-point difference. It's all about the battle for the backside of these P2 spawns. Almost gets the better of Super, and that's the player that you have to focus on at this hard point.
Another moment where the two new guys up for Team Heretics, Super and Redcore, and essentially a 2v4 moment, get the kills that they need, and they find Mercules lurking. 218 to 212. And wouldn't you know it,
you got through.
The guy you want to get through is Shotzi. Finds the first, looking for more. Knows he's got one. Oh! 29 and 23. Still has enough to take another fight. but doesn't need to. Mercules is there for help. Rancor trying to contest, but shut down by Hook.
And now it's Hook's turn to just hold down Kitchen as long as he possibly can. He is reading the pressure. He is playing the timing. Jumps on down, but Metals gets the better of him. And now OpTic have 2 players out.
Numbers for Heretics has OpTic vacated the hard point. Shotzi still alive and kicking. Has Riyadh in the corner. Good help onto Mercules. No! Metals gets 2. 25 seconds to fight. Both teams could technically still get this over the finish line here. 1v1 for the hard point. Hook able to find the win. Is there enough for OpTic to lock this in? Riyadh on the back. We're trying to wait for help, but he's not going to be able to. Last 10 seconds. Rancor for 1. Not going to get the second. Last chance. It has to be super. Otherwise, we're going to see another hard point.
Do you get the tick? Do you get the tick at that old time? Because you at least have one player off the rotation. A big one-on-one. Mercules loses it.
249. Heretics have the numbers in the hill and a trophy system to keep him safe. Full flood from the front. Do you predict this? Rancor gets the opener. Metals with the follow-up. It's just up to Mercules. He's going to get pushed back. 240, 249.
Last push for OpTic. Everyone spawning over towards that P2 side. Hook is going to invest on the route. It might be too long.
He's got to go. He's got to find some contesto from the front. Metals finds the opener. The flank is shut down. Instant classic. It's a 250, 249. Oh my goodness. It's pandemonium.
Super, doing super powerful things, looking superhuman on the map, was the X factor in map number 1. Everything around P2, every time he needed to put in position to get a trade, he was able to get it done. And what an unbelievable finish to an opening map. OpTic were fighting. They were fighting. They couldn't keep up with the pacing towards the very end, but they gave themselves a shot. I'm curious if that last contest at the very end causes them. But Heretics with the numbers, with the crossfires, and the teamwork secure it by 1 point.
It's the thing about it, and what we don't see on the scoreboard and in the timer is that they technically get about half of that second to get to 50. They don't get it because of that late contest, but then importantly, they're immediately contested as soon as P3 opens up. That last flood, you thought maybe? No. Rancor, Metals stepping up big. And here you're going to see it super on the long play, able to shut down the flank and then over the top, letting Havoc reek over the bar. And Heretics take what would be a must-win map number 1, you think, and they do it in the narrowest of fashions.
What an unbelievable performance from every single player on the Heretics. Super switching between the AR and the SMG, just adapting to the pressure on the map. Metals consistent with his aggression alongside Riyadh. What an insane opening hardpoint between 2 juggernauts. A slow start there from the nuke. He tried to pick it up towards the very end, but it doesn't even matter about the stats, man.
No.
1 point game, it could have went either way.
Correct. I think the one that really stands out to me, though, it's the 30 and 27 for Rancor. That's kind of whatever, but 23 non-traded, 4,100 damage, and a minute 42 in the hard point. Unbelievable stuff. Let's take a breath, because what are we talking about here? Rewind, search, and destroy. Coming up for map number 2. Give me the thoughts here, Jay.
We saw OpTic play this yesterday versus Thieves. They really struggled on their post-plant setups on the attack. They really struggled everything on the attacking side, even with numbers advantage. And what Miami were able to do yesterday versus Boston was absolutely stunning. Non-stop aggression, taking map control away. Metals having an unbelievable performance, dropping double digits. And with all the momentum on their side, I think if you're OpTic, you got to shut them down early.
Agreed.
You got to force them to turtle up in their setups.
The other thing that we really talked about a lot in that Thieves OpTic matchup was that Mercules on both sides of the bomb was having a really tough time by himself playing over towards Burger Street. Well, Heretics kind of used that as a bit of extra information off the VOD review that I'm sure that they were able to put in and say, hey, if he's going to keep solo playing on the barrels either side of the street, maybe we could just bully him out like Thieves did, use that as, you know, a huge point of control on the map, and then just play retakes, essentially what Thieves had done, especially when they're on the defensive side, obviously.
Strategies here. Need to be able to play your game. But when those mid-round adjustments come in, the adaptation needs to be on point. Riyadh and Metals are going to do everything they can to dominate in towards mid DVDs. Rencor going to hold down the mid street, and Super's going to put himself in position to watch over that B site. This is where Shotzi and Hook can set the tone early on. Forget about that map number one.
Indeed the case. And Shotzi's actually going to take an aggressive route off the rip over towards Burger. Whereas Heretics immediately into Jens and threw it. Hook in the way, but immediately counteracted. No problems there. Just a couple more delayed nades and stuns, and Dashy will be affected by that. So Heretics going to rotate their efforts back to A.
And now this is all on Shotzi.
Yeah.
He's thinking that the play is going to be over towards B, but they are still playing it very patient. They know that he's going to try to make a play, and Riyadh already opens up a 2.
And now it's just down to the last 2 players, both holding ARs. Mercules, a couple of shots, gives away his position over the top of B. Stun just to check to see if there's any sort of force towards the B point. Not going to happen. Riyadh already in towards shelves, tag, down to low HP, trying to find a kill as Merc. He gets 1, gets 2. Oh, and he gets out of there. 2v2 situation. Bomb on the ground, quickly recovered, but 35 seconds, got to make a play.
And they're both just ready to go. They are waiting. They are pushing their way through mid-street. The bomb goes down. Mercury's in the perfect position. The jump shot not good. The reach out not better. But it's a 1v2 now.
And he sees Super over the top. Clean shots to the 1v1.
HP.
He gets away and resets for the 1v2 and the ace. Both players waiting. Here comes Merc. Rencor in the corner. Has he seen him? Now surely he has, looking for the perfect angle. Merc's gonna hop on, and Rencor's got no problem popping out and finding the freebie, but wow, did Merc give him a chance.
Oh, that round should have not been that close. You turn it into a 4v2, the guy walks through glass, and everything there is wall bangable. But he was able to get out of dodge and almost clutch up in the one-on-one, but this is what caused them problems in map number 1. The aggression on the side of Heretics. Everyone committing, knowing what OpTic like to do on their early rounds on defense, which is a spread, set up, watch every angle from a corner, and just sniffs out Hook, plays for the playmaker on Shotzi. And Rencor, the rookie of the year, clutches up for round 1.
Yeah, I love that out of Heretics, just to, again, keep OpTic on the back foot, just like Thieves had done yesterday. Same offensive setup here for OpTic. Putting Mercules over towards that street side. Super's already crossed. Dashy playing a little bit more passively. Backside P2, looking to see if he can catch Heretics for a quick play, and he very well may. Yeah, Metal's going to give the effort. Is there enough help here to push out Dash? He's down to half HP. Help on the way, though, from Shotzi, but he can't finish the kill, and first blood goes to the Heretics.
I love the non-commitment right there from the Heretics, because you know if Shotzi's backing up, someone is going to try to assist them. So you get the first blood. Still a lot of pressure over towards B Street. You can potentially isolate onto Dashing. That's exactly what's going to be here. Can he win the gunfight? No, he does not, but it's a 2v2.
Map resets just a touch. Mercules working his way back over. Here's the door pop. First clean shots. Oh my goodness, Merc! Put that away. There are ladies present.
Ever since he has entered the green wall lineup, he has been non-stop. And what he wants to do on the map takes so much space through mid-street, flanks through blue, and even in the man disadvantage. With Heretics again striking for the first blood, he locates 3 on the round. He is unbelievable, man.
Yep. I'm gonna say that again. 6-1 start for Merc. Nades over the top towards courtyard here for the Heretics. Trophy system gets down to the place to keep the defense concealed. Shotzi once again through street side. Merc peeking forward towards the front doors. Cheeky setup here for OpTic's defense.
Yeah, Shotzi's taking a little page out of Scrap's book yesterday. He's going over towards Burger, watching that cross in towards blue. Force him to work through B Street. Metals is able to get out with 9 HP, and that forces now the repositioner for Mercules.
Yeah, they know that Merc is playing forward here, so this may be a rotation over to Dashy's direction, which is exactly what Dashy wants. Finds the first blood for OpTic. Riyadh throwing shoulders, trying to bait out some shots. Hasn't seen anything yet around A because OpTic have bailed off, and again, are just waiting to see when Shotzi can make his play.
This is where you got to take the play to them. Try to work this objective. Keep your bomb carrier alive. Now with 45 seconds, OpTic with the man up, potentially on the retake.
They could smell each other. But again, like you're absolutely right. We're waiting to see how Shotzi clears the back of this point. Hoop checks the corner, decent shots from Riyadh, but not enough. Now it's the 4v2. Mercules just trying to play the scout here, over the top through the cracked windows. Rencor underneath him. Metals close by as well, trying to play off the previous bomb plant. He finds the first, but does not get away. Just down to one. It's got to be Rencor for the 1v3. First shots are clean. Looking for more. Does he get a look at another? But no, not going to happen. Hook right there to find the pinch. Plenty of time for the defuse.
And a perfect tone setup, changeup right there from OpTic. Wasn't a slow and steady approach from the courtyard side. This time we take DVD away from them. We force them to go over towards B Street, and that's what sets up Dashy to find that first blood. And then the patient approach on the retake. You know that someone is going to try to make a big-time play. Hook is able to catch Riyadh in the corner at glass. Ren corner 1v3 though. Just too many bodies to account for. OpTic take the advantage.
Yeah. Crucial round coming up here just to try to establish some patterns, especially if you're OpTic. You go up 3-1 here with Hook and Merc, really playing the 2v4 right now. I mean, it's not. Shotzzy and Dashy have been a part of a lot of these plays, but just based on how the scoreboard reads. And how about this? We don't see this all that often. It's a 4-man hit from OpTic. Stun will reveal this, though, as the defense will connect. And yeah, it's going to be a track backwards. They're not going to try to play for the pinch. They're going to try to rewrap this and try to contest the bomb plant.
At least for OpTic, they're trying to pull them on that side of the map so they can get a free roam in towards A. But Shotzzy walks right into 2 SMGs on that side. Gets picked off again. Now Hook thinks he has the opening, and he does. Guns the hell out of Rencor, 3v3.
That is not the way that play was supposed to happen. That was supposed to be OpTic thinking that Team Heretics were cutting back across courtyard. They weren't. Hook gets away with one, though. A tough gunfight evens the odds to a 3v3. Dashy just looking for any information. Metals, though, takes out his SMG counterpart in Hook. Follow-up, good from Riyadh, leaving it down to 1 Mercules tag, but resets 1v1 with Super.
Battle of the rookies. Mercules is able to get out, but time is ticking. Only 30 seconds. Bomb going to be down right next to courtyard. And Super with the repositioning, you're not going to be able to count him.
Oh, and he's getting proactive. Taking the space away. Super's got himself an SMG in the back pocket by the look of it. Merc up and over. Can he find the timing? He's able to find it. It just comes down to, does he get the gun up in time? And Mercules clutches up again for the 1v1.
This guy is living for the moment. Whenever he needs to make a big play, he gets it, but that's such a big gunfight there from the nuke.
Correct.
He is supposed to fall. That's an AR versus an SMG, with Rencor most likely holding the pre-aim. But he has unbelievable gun skill to give his team a chance there. And you set up the rookie again, who makes another big-time play.
Hey, that's a broken play from OpTic. That's supposed to be Shotzzy and Hook swarming onto courtyard. Hook saves it, but another massive moment from Merc. So now 3-1 the count. Heretics on the attack. Shotzzy, oof, messy over towards Steiner, but he's got help from Hook. And they will isolate, find first blood, and force Heretics to make some tough decisions.
Now you have the cross. There's no need to rush anything. You've already been successful in a 4v3 retake, but now a 4v2 with Mercules picking off Riyadh. You know that they're going to be in towards DVDs. Do they decide to send it with a 4v2, or they're just going to keep on valuing their life? Who gets picked off for free?
Big pick from Super, quickly established. Metals off the regen. He's the one holding on to the bomb, as it's going to be Super looking for more intel first before they commit, and he's actually going to see a little bit of Shotzzy trying to get the isolation trophy system coming up clutch. And Metals once again has to hit the deck and play his life.
30 seconds remaining on the game clock. Eventually we got to work the objective, and now OpTic have them surrounded. Shotzzy choose the perfect timing. 1v3, I already saw you, buddy. And 3 rounds in a row now for the green wall. Momentum starting to get pulled on their side.
What a turnaround from yesterday, too. Playing the map in a multitude of ways that we had not seen at all.
Because if you think about the first blood with Rencor, it's usually a one-on-one fight towards Burger.
Correct.
Once he has Shotzzy super weak, he's not expecting him to slide out and go for the chow, but that's when the nuke is able to keep his duo alive. Gets the first blood, and then Shotzzy puts the finishing touches on the round. Heretics need to be able to stop the bleeding. They need to match the aggression towards mid.
And that's what exactly what you're going to get here, Jay. You call it like a prophet. Real finds the first. Shotzi in some trouble. Looking for help, though, is Heretics, and Rencor will provide the trade, but he's by himself, and it's a quick round for OpTic now on map point.
It's insane how quick these adjustments are coming in, how fast they are getting a read of what is getting thrown at them. Even with the stun, you're still not able to take down Shotzi. Trades galore on the side of the green wall. And then in the 1v2, you stand no chance. OpTic, game point.
Big bounce back. Yeah, give him some love. You'll see him here at the Esports World Cup next week if you're looking for some big brain action. If you don't know, well, you better find out. Currently, the masterminds, though, in this search and destroy is all OpTic. Heretics looking to, again, just kind of throw the playbook out. Let's just run forward, see what we can create.
This time, instead of someone getting picked off early, we're just going to instantly work the bomb plan and play for a 4v4 post plan.
RCXD in the picture, though. That's looking to clear things out by here. It's over towards street side. Uh-oh, that could be deadly. And yeah, Metals takes a brute force the damage. Follow-up RC in the way. But the numbers with OpTic. Nice team shots from Super and Real. Post plant starting to tick down. 23 seconds of the clock for the 3v3. Hook trying to re-wrap this, and well, Real's right there waiting for him. And 3 straight kills has Heretics staying alive.
Yeah, good plays right there from Heretics. Even after getting first flooded, that was a beautiful team play from OpTic. To use the RC car, blow him up, and then all the ARs just spray right through the shelf. Still does not matter. You switch up the guns in hand, everyone prepared for long distance gunfights. The teamwork and the team shots are good enough to keep them alive a little bit longer.
Is it enough, though, just to hit these hard, heavy attacks to change how this map has gone? You would think probably not, especially with Hook and Mercury's just kind of outgunning Miami right now. But I don't know. Is it enough for you, Jay? We're about to find out.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Metals already takes a lot of space over towards top elephant, but every single player from OpTic are waiting for them to run right into their crosshair.
And this is another round where you've got Mercury's for free through driveway. So now it's just down to bait and switch for me here, brother. There it is. Perfect. I mean, that's textbook. Put it in the thesaurus of how to play Call of Duty. That was beautiful. Trades are even, though, 2v2.
Mercury's does put down a couple shots, though, so Rencor knows at least the positioning of one player. And Dashy already finds a kill on the round, but instead of staying stagnant in his spawn, he's going to push through, and Mercury's unfortunately couldn't make the right decision there. Big Brucey, most clutch player that we've had in quite some time. Can he get this one done?
Looking to get proactive here is Dashy. No, misses the timing as the playthrough laundry comes through, and the aggression from the Heretics starting to him out with a couple of rounds in a row.
It's calculated risk right now. The bait and switch for the first blow is great from OpTic, but the instant response from Super and then Metals just sending it to make it a 2v2 gives them another chance. 2 rounds in a row now for the Heretics. We know that they are a heavy momentum team.
Yeah.
You gotta try to slow them down if you're OpTic.
Got 4 in a row for Super. He's got an RCXD, and he's cooking towards potentially a Hellstorm. Quite a ways before we really bring that into the conversation, but for now, it is something to think about. Quick hit, once again, right over towards A. OpTic gonna vacate the premise. And just again, play off Shotzi over towards Burger. Mercury's over the top, trying to find some sort of a peek, and wow, lots of damage comes through, but Dashy keeps him safe. That's Metals, the bomb carrier, down.
Well, that's tough right there, because I thought Mercury's was gonna potentially get picked off there, because Rencor was not gonna be able to spot him, but Dashy keeps him alive, and the bomb being down in that position is very, very bad. RC's gonna get invested. Just slow them down on the side of Miami. Shotzi takes so much space away from Burger, but he gets caught.
Yeah, and you should know that Mercury's is still playing somewhere through the middle of the map based on his position top windows. Stun checks over towards Burger, gets information onto 1. And Rencor is going to back away and reset this. And they're just gonna leave Mercury's alone. So you can stay there all you want. We're gonna play for A.
That's all about this timing on this bomb plant. Does OpTic decide to send it in towards Courtyard or just wait? You have info onto Rencor, but 3v3, 40 seconds.
Is this all ARs that are up right now? Sure feels that way for Heretics. They're backing up pretty deep. Mercules again through the middle map. Wow, that's a lot of clean shots. Pushes Riyadh off. Rencor looking for a pitch. Shut down. Mercules gets the read on that as well. Unreal. So now to the 2v3. Last-ditch efforts here for Heretics. Riyadh finds Dashu off screen. Hook trying to re-clear the site. Does not tally up. Super in the corner, but it's Mercules to the 1v1. How does Super choose to play this? Mercules trying to hold, trying to stick. Super gets there in the nick of time.
Two battles so far between two rookies. First one goes to Merc. This one goes to Super. 3 rounds in a row now for the Heretics. As Mercules caught Rencor with his pants down, but you weren't expecting a second player to hit the same exact route. Ever since this young man has entered the lineup, he has changed the identity in this game mode. 6 in a row for Super. Going into round 10 now.
Do you believe? Does it have to be somebody else besides Mercules? You start to wonder if you're a fan of the green wall. Different look here for Heretics. Not playing with the aggression through A, going to back off and stack at Courtyard and look to see if Super can catch information on the transfer around, but it's going to be a quick plant for Shotzi here at A.
Yeah, hopefully OpTic went back and did their homework on their post plant, but that's not going to help. Rencor with a car bomb onto Mercules, strikes for the first blood. Now it's on Shotzi, 22 HP. He's going to get chased down, 2v4.
Dashy's seen, dealt with quickly by Super, who's now on 7. Hook. Does he have it for the 1v4? Gets the first, but nothing more. You leave this diffuse for Super and take a look at the streaks. He's got a hellstorm going into round 11.
This is unbelievable. Out of the Heretics, you were getting ran over in the first 6 rounds. But we changed up the pace, pulled out an extra AR, started playing our post pants a lot better, and having that clutch gene in our system. Super on 7 in a row. Cruise missile in the back pocket, and he's on attack. Might want to just go towards B.
Yeah, may very well may be that. OpTic stacked up. Should understand that the resources are going to be favoring Super, but you're absolutely right. They're going to step right on up. If Super hits the trigger on this Hellstorm, he will get the pings of where everyone is, and yeah, that will push OpTic back just a touch, and here come Heretics.
This is going to allow Rencor to take so much space up through the middle of the street. Everyone working over towards B, as Rencor's going to try to trap them on the backside of Courtyard.
And it hits.
Super opens up with the opening kill.
Metals, is he going to commit for the plant? You've got a long route. Rencor finds another 4v2 situation, down to Shotzi and Hook for what would be one of the more dramatic comebacks. And Rencor finds another, just down to Shotzi. Dealt with. No mames. Are you kidding me? From 5-2 down, they take a round 11 win, and Heretics are 2-0 up in the series.
That was 5-1 down there, Alan. That's 5 rounds in a row. The composure on the side of the Heretics is unbelievable. You cannot replicate that kind of performance there. To be absolutely dominated in the first 6 rounds, to just go with, all right, let's just do something together to start it all off. Then you start to slow it down, pull out some extra ARs, and Super starts to pop takeover. What an unbelievable search and destroy there from the Heretics as they go up 2-0. And if you're the green wall, you are feeling it now.
Unreal scenes here in Riyadh in our second semi. It doesn't get any closer than this. 250, 249 hardpoint, 6-5 search. What do we have for the Hacienda control? We'll find out when we come back. If you haven't been watching, what the hell is wrong with you? 250, 249, 6-5. Both comeback efforts by the Heretics. And now a chance to possibly send our champs home with a Hacienda control coming up next. And I know you're going to say it, Jay. OpTic is currently looking like the best control team in the game. However, this is no mode map combination that Heretics are unfamiliar with. They've looked good here this weekend.
And they have all the momentum on their side, man. After a 5-1 comeback in S&D, you can feel like you can do no wrong. It's very devastating for all Greenwall fans and all 4 players that are sitting on that stage right now. The fact that they let that one go. 2 maps, 1 point difference, but series still far from over. OpTic need to rally together. Karma, the 5-time world champion, needs to let these guys know you are here for a reason. You're going to spawn into a Hacienda control where we have seen them be the best control team for the last couple of months. Basically unbeatable in this mode.
Yeah, but again, that told this Heretics team, who has not faced OpTic in quite some time, have not faced this roster yet, are also looking really darn good right now. The only real kind of caveat is that they have not looked as strong defensively as OpTic has, which, to be fair, when you're looking at a Hacienda control, that's, I won't say as where the map is decided all the time, but definitive defensive stall-outs are what OpTic have been great at. And so it's going to force a level of the bar being raised that Heretics will maybe have to match early on. See what we get.
The ARs need to be hitting diff. It was Dashy and Mercules who carried them through this map yesterday versus Thieves. When those guys are frying and opening up lanes for the SMGs, they could be nuisances in the back of your spawn. So Heretics right now have an opportunity to walk away with a 3-0 and move on to the grand finals, to have a dance versus the Surge. This one, they gotta lock in for.
Opening break off over towards A. Semtex connects onto 2. Plus a stun check also lands. So Heretics full information on what OpTic's defense looks like. But Hook somehow miraculously pulls off a double. Shotzi's going to get over into position to try to block off some spawns, and it's going to leave Super by himself.
And that first segment doesn't get locked too. So Super's behind enemy lines the same way Shotzi is on the opposite side. Heretics are not going to even contest the work through lobby. Everyone owing to rock. OpTic are not going to be prepared for this.
Hercules the one trying to be responsible for the open hallway. He's found the first one, but looks to be pretty cleanly, and then Super gets caught by Dashy with the pistol out. Metals following up, has his trade. But the play from behind here for Heretics is limited. Just 2 players, and of course OpTic know where they're at. Metals feels like he has to force himself into a gunfight, but then gets onto the zone. Stops the clock at 41 seconds. Dash, you have Spawn trying to challenge this, and there's really no help here for Metals. Hook follows up OpTic defensively, keep the clock ticking.
The Heretics are out of their spawn, so they have a lot of opportunities. You're trying to time this pinch if you are Rencor. 1 player coming off the respawn, but Mercules catches him off guard. So already starting off with the initial gunfight, but Super again lines up a double. Almost makes it a triple with Mercules having a misplay, but the first segment at A is already done.
And you've got a little bit of help from Metals right around the corner. Super coming off spawn quickly through Secret. Mercules trying to decide how he wants to play this. Goes down low. Doesn't need to get the angle over towards Riyadh. Instead, has the perfect shots on the Metals. Following up off the spawn. Rencor right there. Damaged, and Mercules slides on forward to find the kill. Meanwhile, back over to A. Second tick of progress is locked, and Super continues to be in position to keep the clock paused, potentially.
That's all he wants to do. Just stall out time, allow for his teammates to come off the respawn and open up with some gunfight, and that works out to perfection. Now you're jumping back on A to work for this third segment. Shotzi, not the preferred weapon for the occasion, and time is going to be extended.
Quick rotation from Heretics through connector. They take care of Dashy down low. Follow-up play, good onto Mercules. Shotzi trying to track behind this while Hook watches over the top, but he's only got an SMG. Stuns, nades, all being tossed his direction, leaving it really just down to how the 2 SMGs want to try to pinch this, as all of a sudden B is under immediate threat.
We gotta go, because that's already the first gunfight in favor of Heretics.
Back up.
Stack going on. A double stack, second segment is already locked.
Third's halfway there. Dashy trying to get over through T, not gonna happen. Is anyone able to challenge this? Hook will fall. Riel on 3 in a row. Resets over to the AR. Shotzi trying to make his way over, but no. Shut down. Metals by himself. The contest comes through for just a moment. OpTic going in 1 by 1. Nade over the top lands, but not onto the force of the Heretics attack. And how about it? Team Heretics take the first offense.
Just the teamwork. And the play calls right there from the Heretics just caught OpTic off guard. We're talking about a nade off the rip to find 2 towards top hallway. Then when you go clean 4 dead, no one goes through lobby, no one tries to approach too well. Everyone works the OE, and even though OpTic are not hearing anything on the map, they get a read that they're working the pinch. They were just able to get out of their spawn for free and not have to worry about the SMGs trying to cause mayhem on that side of the map. Super again makes a super duper play. 25 seconds stall in the game clock. Teammates come off the spawn, clutch up on kills. My Heretics are just unreal right now.
Jay's mind blown, friends. I mean, it's unbelievable. Study is bouncing in the caster booth right now. Riyadh stun check. How about this? Or maybe not. Puts both players down to essentially a bullet. Can't finish either and just gonna reset, try again. Finish your food, young man. And there we go. Team nade from Shotzzy will take Mercules out of the play. Shotzzy by himself on B. Working on the first hit, contested and dealt with by Metals.
Now Riyadh in your spawn. 2 players already accounted for. One sitting over towards well. 1 person is still missing, and that's going to be the nuke. Trying to find an opening, 2 top secret. The player's off the to get a trade, but Super again lines up a double.
The life is getting sucked out of the lungs of OpTic right now. You can feel it as Redcore just holds down the trigger and finishes off Dashy. 25 plays 21, and this just feels like OpTic are out of sorts right now. A lot of individual gunfights not going their way. They will be blessed with 3 players spawning on each other, so now a chance to try to work something around the OE.
Riyadh already gets a read on it. Now Redcore setting up for the rat back. Riyadh wins a one-on-one and just gets out of dodge. Only 30 seconds left. You're gonna have Mercules hop on the objective. But the nuke finding a double is gonna give them another opportunity here.
Redcore trying to watch from window side. Waiting to see when he wants to peek this. Stun check will reveal his position. Second member on the zone. That's Shotzzy. Mercules pushing forward, only finds 1. Second tick gets locked up. Hook cleaning out the window. Clean for the first. Tries to drop down low into connector. Good read. That's now an opportunity to get the extra 60 seconds. And Hook is already putting pressure onto A.
Shotzzy with the repositioning. I'm going to be top office. You just saw me at 10. No, the movement too good. First segment about to be locked. It's a double stack. You're forcing the Heretics to work that OE, and Shotzzy has it cut off.
He's playing CEO right now inside the office. Riyadh and Metals able to find a couple to try to limit this OpTic attack on A. It stops at a tick and change on this zone. Hook getting back to work again though on 3 in a row. Halfway done. Help nearby for Mercules. Long routes being established by Heretics trying to surround the point, but this is taking time. Redcore finds the first. Hook trying to float around through the top side of the office with Shotzzy. They will clear the zone, but the lives have come down to an even tally.
Yeah, now OpTic are trying to locate where they have gone, because it's been quite some time since anyone got a gunfight in their base. But Riyadh and Metals were already pushed out behind enemy lines. Now going to be able to put the other 2 players on the side of OpTic in a spawn trap, but Shotzzy trying to do it on his own on 5 in a row.
Spawn traps on either side. Clean shots from Shotzzy on 6. Off the reload, has Redcore in front of him. Doesn't like the look of that gunfight and just gets out of dodge. He will survive. Here come OpTic out of the spawn trap, immediately on towards A. They're going to go for the stack, and no one's going to get there in time. Huge call for Ant to wrap back, join the troops, and finish off the B zone.
And it's all on the gunfight on Riyadh. He was the guy that was the safety net, pushed out towards Spyro, but he loses the one-on-one battle. And then that's everyone from the Heretics coming off the respawn, not in the position to contest it. OpTic just kept on chipping away at that final segment. SMG starting to get activated. OpTic showing life.
A little bit of a bless up that they all spawned in front of P2 together, because they were getting picked one by one until all 3 players pop up together. But making the most of it is OpTic. Tie us up to essentially dead even tallies. Yeah, even looking at the kills right now, it's pretty much as even as it could possibly get. So next offensive effort for Heretics after their breakoff was super successful towards A. Do you stick with that again? Sure seems that based on how they're coming out of spawn.
Everyone through mid fountain. Watch out for the nades, watch out for the AR presence, but all of the Heretics are being aggressive through top open. This is where we saw Mercules be aware, head on a swivel, knowing that the pressure is going to be on that side of the map. At least for now, the game clock is paused for the Heretics at B.
It's a little bit of 2 things at once to certain regards as Heretics show force to A, but all of a sudden are contesting on to B. Shotzzy's in some trouble, but manages to find 1 nade over the top from Dashy, also lands. And Shotzzy, I don't believe he knows that Redcore is as close as he is, and Super will actually push over towards office side, not able to get the second. Dashy with the shutdown. More contesto down low on to B. First tick being worked down with the double stack, largely in play as Riyadh works on the long route.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath at this B site. All of the Heretics are just trying to stall a lot of time for Riyadh to get into the play. You're not going to be able to read this if you're OpTic. A freebie #1 for Riyadh. He knows that they're also going to be a player sitting on the top side of Plat, but you don't have to commit. The stack is good enough to lock in this second segment.
He's going to force it. He's going to force it. Able to find the first. There's a second one nearby and gets away. Redcore able to give him the support. That's going to be 3 down. Hook for 1, but does he even have a chance to contest this? Doesn't look like it, as OpTic have spawned towards Boathouse. Nades will not get there in time. And honestly, it's just a couple extra kills that get tallied on either side, but OpTic come out the benefit, finding Super. That will slow down the play towards A.
Yeah, but now Redcore is already out. So now he's going to put himself in position to play for 1 kill. His teammates playing for the trade. They get it onto Shotzi. Redcore now comes to life. That's already 2 dead. Where the hell are the last 2 guys? Doesn't matter. Redcore play for spawners.
Then over the top, not going to land. First shots, woof. Nearly gets smoked by Merc. Looking for the trade for a moment was Shotzi, and will find it. OpTic now taking your focus. Back over to the front as Shotzi gets to work with the Shiv. And Hook will just play kind of lineman here up top. Setting up Dashy, absolutely the case for another double, and we've got an even life count again.
All tied up at 14. 1:10 on the game clock. Last time I caught you off guard when Heretics are going to work this rock route, but you're not going to be expecting Redcore to be swimming. Now if you're Heretics, you're going to take your time on this approach. Allow Redcore to get behind enemy lines again.
With Dashy, you can see him, #4 in orange, is just scouting, trying to find if anyone had gotten through, but Redcore gets his kill, gets away, heads back over to the zone where Mercules is waiting for him. 13 plays 11, 43 in the clock. Super, seen up top at open. Has to keep his life, while on the other side, Rial's getting to work playing over towards open, and he found a 2-piece. Now it's just down to, can these last 2 OpTic defenders do enough damage over towards the spawn trap? And Mercules says absolutely.
Yeah, he just has to stay alive because Shotzi's going to fall. So Mercules, the only player pushed out. I love the play. Works his way around Garage. You're not going to be able to read this if you're the Heretics, but the same thing could be said for Rial on the opposite side. He wins 1. 10v9, 23 seconds. The game is paused.
And Mercules will drop. Shotzi would have to try to clear the zone out. Finds Redcore for free. That puts pressure onto the clock for a moment. 22 seconds is where it stops at. Who can find Super for free? Now it's just down to who can actually touch this. Metal's on the jump. Who try to clear out the windows? Mercules joining him. 15 seconds. Mercules finds another. And it's the last couple of lives here for Heretics. They're going to have to try to wait best they can for all 4 to get back onto the zone.
They just need 1 person to pause the game clock, but the 2 initial kills make it the 3 initial kills, lead to no more respawns for the Heretics. OpTic are showing life 2 rounds in a row. Back to the offensive side they go.
It's 4 ticks that get earned from Heretics. That's second, not over the finish line. And wow, a number of flanking plays from Heretics where you think, whoa, here we go, until 1 more member stands tall for the green wall.
And it was Mercules and Shotzi that round who just kept on finding openings, either through bottom mid or top open hallway. Because when Rial flanks through top plat and finds that double, Mercules instantly responds with 1 and values his life and gives his team another shot. So now OpTic only have to go for 4 segments here if they want to go on defense, just in case it gets to round number 5.
Oh, you got to be thinking, though, OpTic are like, let's get this done here, head to a rewind hardpoint, take care of business, and see if we can get this thing to 5. Good start here for OpTic as Mercules finishes off the kill through the wall. Super up top scene, dealt with by Hook. Good team shots in play. Second tick of progress looking like a guarantee as Hook's on 5 in a row with the killing spree. He's looking for more shut down. Second tick locked though. And how about the quick transition? OpTic say, hey, look at us over here. A little sleight of hand trick. We're back over to B, but Heretics right there. Lock in step with them. Find at least an opportunity to contest, but she's still alive on the point, trying to get the first tick done. Contest in, dealt with, and depletion will come through.
That's already 2 segments locked on the side of OpTic. Currently up by 2 lives. You still have players like Hook trying to put these players in hell in the spawn trap. Redcore's gonna win on 1-on-1, stop the progression at A. You're finding trades in the kill feed, back and forth you go, but OpTic are out at well.
It's mixy, it's chaotic, but Redcore finds a little bit of damage, trying to make Metal's job a little bit easier over the top of the heady. That's clean, but Mercules able to find at least 1 trade. Keeps the Heretics back a touch from being able to establish any sort of a spawn trap. But OpTic spawning well, will have to make a decision. Do we cut through connector to get A done, or we just head over to B?
And that's a big win right there from Rial. Now you have to put some focus on towards top secret window. He doesn't have a stunner or nade to assist his teammates in this engagement, but Rencor already opens up with one. You pick up an AR, put down the pepper shots on the rest of them, and that's a clean 3 dead, and the last player already accounted for.
45 on the clock. 1 life advantage for Heretics defensively. OpTic resetting their approach off this spawn. 2 players up towards top spiral. Riyadh in the way. Metals also getting the job done down low. And that now all of a sudden has OpTic reeling back at their spawn.
And again, accounting for that 4th player. You know, all of OpTic are basically in their spawn. Final 25 seconds.
Oh, mercy.
You need 1 more segment to guarantee yourself defense.
Oh, what a look at this from our ops team with the free cam. Metals is just foaming at the mouth. He's found 2. He's gone rabid. Looking for the last one. It's Shotzi trying to keep the clock at a pause over towards B as soon as he feels like he can get on. Metals in the corner, though. Oh, Metals! Are you kidding me? Almost leaves planet Earth with that last one. But Shotzi stays alive. Contest is in. Heretics trying to survive through the side. Tick is locked. Shotzi finds another. This isn't done yet.
It's not done yet, but there's still 2 players from Miami who might have a say in this. Riyadh able to get one, but not the second onto Dashy. But Rencor and Superfly on in. You get that segment. Now it's all going to come down to the kills.
Shotzi's going to put the clock to 1 last pause. Doesn't win the 1v1, and that will do it. Into round 5 we go, but the Ticks do get capped.
And now it's all about the slaying. We have yet to see this so far this weekend. We haven't seen a round 5 come down to the kills that you are getting on the map. So which team is gonna have defense going into round number 5? Both teams have been successful on both sides. It's all about the slaying, and I think my Heretics might have a slight edge here.
I think they might. Again, I'm no math, I'm a scientist. We'll let the game decide, but it does feel that way just kind of looking at the scoreboard, and that is indeed the case. Heretics on the defense. OpTic had won their first offense. Can they find a way to take this one and extend this series? And what has been an instant classic, Adashi says, bet. Clean first blood, also knows Metals is nearby.
We all know about control, it's all about the break-off, so finding the initial kill forces someone to reposition themselves, but Metal instantly responds. Dashy already finds a second, but Mercules doesn't matter what weapon he has. Dashy with the assistance allows them to get out, and they already have 1 segment at A.
Oh, the quick spot for Mercules! No! Almost as he finds a stray Jackal on the ground, but shut down by Rencor. Trades are even, though. OpTic with the slight numbers advantage, heading back quickly over towards B. Metals up top, trying to work this pinch with Super. Riyadh doing what he can to contest for as long as humanly possible, and now the pinch is all of a sudden in play. Rencor cleaning things up, just down to Hook, who gets shut down by Rencor, and it's all 4 down. Super in the spawn.
Super on 4 in a row, knows that everyone is going to walk right into his crosshair, makes it number 5, but instantly is going to get traded. Now OpTic are going to waste a lot of time to work this OE. You got to clear out your spawn, be aware. Players potentially working on this pinch, because here comes Metal with another opportunity, but he's spotted.
Shut down, Rencor corner, shut down, absolutely slammed. Now it's all of a sudden an opportunity for OpTic to make a play forward. They hold the life edge, they hold the control over the top of the A zone. Dashy creating noise over towards the closed hallway. Looking like an extra 60 seconds should be good. But is there a chance for Heretics to still pinch this? Shotzi shut down in the corner. They don't get the extra tick.
And Mercules can't keep him in the spawn. 2 players wait for each other to respawn before they commit on the gunfight. And now OpTics only have 30 seconds to work out of their base.
Riyadh and Metals working together on the well side. Shotzi has a route through open. Super gets to work, depleting most of the progress on that 3rd tick at A. Mercules again gets shut down. Shotzi can't finish off the first, but has a second chance at it. Super through the hallway, continues to get us in a back and forth. 16 v 13, 13 seconds on the clock. Here we go.
We gotta pause the game clock. Dashy wins a one-on-one. Hook already is gonna be aware that someone knows his positioning, but OpTic are winning gunfights through mid. You're gonna force Heretics to put a lot of focus on A because they need a slither to extend the time.
Here they come for the stack. Riyadh, little firing range, but Mercules gets the point. It's all 4 dead, but an extra 60 seconds gives OpTic one last chance.
8 v 14. They find the opening in their base. They're trying to bait and switch over towards the shack side at well. They're looking for an opportunity with a couple of kills in sync.
Shotzi's already cleared connector. Metals is seen up top. Look at the route from Shotzi. Patience for OpTic. Shotzi has to clear off this backside defense. but he doesn't have a look at anybody. He's got eyes on Metals, but the clock is starting to tick in his ears. Here comes the play. He's able to find the kill into Metals. Now turning back around, has Rencore seen over towards Tid. OpTic from the front, just need to deal with Riyadh. They haven't found him yet, but Shotzi makes the play. That's gonna be 3 dead. 7v8. First tick looking good. Big win for Merc. Everyone for the spawns of Heretics are coming off staggered. Second tick is gonna be done. Rencore trying to clear out topside office. Metals on the way in. He's able to find one, but not the second. It's just not the super. 1v1 potentially for the game. Stun comes through, it lands. He's waiting, the contest comes in. Last lives. Nade from Hook lands. Shotzi, a little pinch, able to find it all. And OpTic extend the series.
OpTic with their backs against the wall. Did not have any opportunities to make a mistake. They needed to chain kills together. And when Hook finds the opening, Shotzi strikes for the second. Third player accounted for in 10, and then it's a bait and switch onto Riyadh over towards Well. It got mixy towards the very end. Came down to a 4v4. But the SMGs, the opening nade there from Hook, the nuke, gives them the advantage. They play the trades, and OpTic stay alive in the series.
What a championship flipping Sunday.
Oh my God, what a
day. Mercy. Just let the replay package roll. We don't even need to commentate over this. Oh, golly. What a series. But OpTic come through when they absolutely need to most. And it's just pick a stat line. I mean, what are we talking about?
The nuke is what I'm looking at. 4K damage, 28 non-traded kills, and 25 kills on the offensive side. The nuke came to play in this respawn. Had a slow start in the map number 1. But the green wall is the same thing like the Heretics, a momentum squad. And when you have back-to-back nail-biter maps, with one of them now going your way, you're going into a rewind hardpoint that has treated you well these last couple of months.
The thing about it is Heretics have looked really polished on this map as well. Most importantly and most notably, able to take down Atlanta on this map. FaZe on this map, you know what I'm talking about. The thing about it is that's a FaZe team that did not look like the same FaZe team that really used this map as a massive catalyst for success. You can't take away, though, how Heretics have played on this map this weekend, and a map that you would look at kind of in the series layout normally as maybe a guarantee for OpTic. It's anything but that, believe me you.
If you think about what happened in map number 1, when it came down to the money hills, the P4 most important on Skyline, they were able to lock it down even through the chaos. You best believe Super, who's having a tremendous series here so far in the first 3 maps. Him and Rencore's ARs will be felt. But it's all about the finessing for the spawns in those crucial moments. Who's going to be able to whip out that third AR between either SMG to lock down P3, P4, because that is where you win the game.
You think Mercules is nervous?
He's like Karma. I'm telling you, I give him so much comparisons to the guy on stage because Damon back in the day was just a stone-cold killer the same way that this rookie is.
He's just like, all right, let's go again. Like, I'm just having fun. Unbelievable scenes, man. So much at stake. But for the first time in a long time, OpTic have shedded some blood from their boogeyman this year. And again, if you're joining us here late, the big story is not, of course, just OpTic trying to go for major championship back-to-back, but Heretics have beat every form of this OpTic roster, and we're that close to doing it again.
And the crazy thing is, throughout this entire season, for the Heretics, it's been with hardpoint and search and destroy.
Good point.
That's now 6-0 in hardpoint versus the green wall. 4-1 in S&D versus the green wall, but control has always been a struggle. 1-3 in that mode versus the squad on the opposite side. But into the rewind hardpoint we go.
Yeah, take a seat while you can, because I've got a feeling you're going to be up in a minute.
This one. You can't sit with the gameplay that has been blessed to be on your screen so far today.
Unreal. You only need 3 fingers to count the amount of point differential in these first 3 maps. Opening first blood goes to Dashy. Shotzzy looking to push out the corner off his Semtex. That works. Rencourt trying to work with Super to try to battle back as his teammates are coming off a spawn, but staggered kills coming through as Dashy is just in the firing range right now, and Hook will force the issue forward.
And this is the perfect break off there for OpTic. You're spawning on the preferred side. Dashy locking everything down through the mid-street. And you win the initial gunfights for at least 13 seconds to start off at this P1, but final 25 seconds, Dashy, the best pistol player I've ever seen in this world.
He's a weapon.
Doesn't even need to use it, with his teammates having his back. Final 15 seconds, they have the rotation that they want for new as well.
Yeah, Dashy needs a gun. He's already burned through all of his initial AR ammo. Trades back and forth come through, but OpTic will bounce back, try to reset the rotation to P2, and we'll jump over to a Bravia Listening to catch the comms with OpTic.
I don't think. Show me. Yo, one's got side yellow. Side yellow. He's hitting side yellow.
Yo, I'm in front. I'm one shot. There's 2 front of me. There's two. One shot, super.
Yellow was. The guy's still yellow. Metal. He's weak. He was really weak yellow. They're spawning on you.
You're in the dump. Yo, in the dump. There's close car. Close car in the back.
I'm marking the back with you. I'm marking the back with you.
John,
They're still spawning.
Real white crate.
Yo,
One shot.
back right,
White crate with 1 bullet.
In yellow. He's so weak. Back there yellow. He's so weak.
Real dead. Another one blue.
I felt back there yellow.
Just holding for a sec.
Okay, Rancor is blue side done. Nice. Good up there.
Another one here.
They're still spawning there. They're still spawning.
Yeah, he's in the dump.
Making blue.
I need the dump. We try to go.
They might have
Guys, up here.
spawned
Let's push the 3K metals. Push the 3K.
Another one there, Metals.
Green crate still was. Other guy's dump. He's not challenged.
Yo, make sure you hold this, Brandon.
Do 2 one blue. One blue.
One.
First blue.
Yo, pick up the right. I'm in. Yeah, he's on me hole. He's on me hole. He's AP me.
Metals settled.
I don't see him.
What's in blue? First guy's blue.
Watch out mid.
Shoot on me.
Where?
I don't know.
One's
P1
mid and one's deep.
We spawn out.
Yeah.
You gotta kill that mid. On me time. Yeah, he might time metals. That's him. In the dump and diner.
Try to be his voice.
Yeah, try to be it.
What's the glass? In glass. Glass red car.
He's in diner. He's in diner and one's mid door. We're spawning.
Watch out mid door. He's P1.
Moments of heroic efforts over towards the backside of P2, but the rotation stifled as Heretics really start to awaken now.
And now they're just trapping everybody else. They're not putting any focus on Shotzzy. It's fine. You can stay alive on that side of the map. We've been able to soak up already 35 seconds at a hill that you're not supposed to get all this time on. Now the spawns flip. If you are OpTic, you can flood your way back on in to try to contest this and not give up this full 60, but everyone falls at the wrong time. You gotta get aggressive if you're Heretics to block the spawns, but they don't. And now OpTic still have a chance here at P4.
But they're fighting with their backs up against the wall. Riyadh finds an opener outside street and is still taking a couple of shots all those elder boys, but Super, little Omni movement showcase, gets shut down, leaving Riyadh essentially by himself, but Super spawns up. Oh my goodness. OpTic don't get the benefit of staying around the hardpoint, leaving Mercules as the sole defender of the hill. But he's got himself a pretty decent position. Trades are awesome for the side of OpTic, and a flip comes back, or does it? Riel still spawns close. Shotzzy doesn't expect it, and now it's just down to how long can Riel stay alive.
Hey, you got to play for him. Mercules, you cannot leave this guy here because your teammate is now going to spawn all the way across the map. Shotzzy's giving you info. There's pressure through the mid side, and Mercules wins a big one-on-one. Almost finds a second, but the pitch is good enough for a slight break for the Heretics.
Tug of war back and forth 50-50 as Beepers continues to rage war. 18 seconds to scrap. Shotzzy thinking about it, but backing away as OpTic looked like they're going to chalk and rotate this over to P5.
Got to give up this final 15. Whip out an extra SMG in towards the gens, so you can always find your trades. Heretics currently up by 50. They are filling themselves. Let's go for a listening. A Bravia listening with the Heretics.
Tengo el patio pins yo.
Voy a entrar, está una bala en punto.
Tengo el patio pins.
Entre vías.
Tiro punto.
Tira también.
Muerto, otra vez. Entre medias los dos. Entre medias y su lado. Entre medias y su lado.
Otro a la izquierda, a su lado. Lado van de cara. Dos de frente, uno tengo la derecha. Son dos.
Me quedo tumbado con la derecha.
Tengo la derecha también.
Una bala.
Te van ganando. No, izquierda, Chema. Izquierda, son dos.
Punto y su lado. Izquierda otra vez.
Derecha.
Sigue bancando, tengo
una bala medio, toma, su lado.
Tengo pins, tengo
cara, chavales. Falta uno. Están todos. P2, te tengo doble, ¿vale? Tengo de doble,
Sí,
te
me
quedo
dio de
doble.
frente.
Estoy contigo, Chema,
Estaba bien.
¿Tienes pilares tú?
Ya estoy muerto. Son
Tengo
dos.
pilares. Escuchadme, tengo la
Son dos
doble
en el
entera,
crack.
¿podéis sumar?
Dos extras, sí, te van a ir.
Uno sí ya.
Sí, patio,
Sí, azul, chavales.
Sí, patio.
Doble, es una, muerto, otro más.
Otro.
Punto y dos, azul, punto y
Cuidado que no,
azul.
ábrete izquierda, metal.
Sí, sí,
se puede
sí.
Punto y
escapar.
azul, ¿vale?
Está en patio, Chema.
Vale, jugar
Te
juntos.
está echando
Dos medio.
Por medio, vale, por medio,
Chema,
por medio.
Roda, full pastage.
Vete por el patio, vete por el patio.
Well, we've got ourselves a bloodbath here on Rewind. OpTic trying to control the pace, but flat out, they're not able to. Super is running rampant, 18-10 so far.
He's destroying in these hardpoint. It's still a 50-point difference. And now OpTic are playing from the back foot. Spawns flip. Heretics just want to play keep away, and Riyadh with the reaction gets the better of Shotzi. But now it's the second gunfight. That's the most important. You don't want to give up this time. You don't want to die in this situation, because then you're going to spawn all the way across the map.
Rancor able to find one to keep the hard point open for a time being. But you can see the play for Heretics. Playing the long game, rotating over to P2. Shotzi up towards Jens. Maybe beats the timing here of the nade. Metals doesn't see him laying prone. Mercules finds the kill, and now Shotzi can make a play forward. On the backside flip, can Shotzi get two? Oh my goodness! A little pirouette for a double. And OpTic will immediately flip the spawns around to Shotzi get information on another! Oh, mercy! How about that for OpTic? A chance to take their lead.
And I'm thinking of what happened yesterday, just like champs. OpTic starting to rally their way back on in. The second half of the game is totally different than the first. But as I say that, 3 go down. You still have players that at least get the close spawn, but Metals and Riyadh combine for 4. They flip them out, and this 30 seconds is looking like it's going to be theirs.
What a counter break for Heretics. Mercules, decent damage, hoping for a second, not going to be able to finish it off, but Dashy and Hook can still give this a bit of an exit effort. Or can they? Heretics standing tall in the hard point. Hook forced to try to step forward. Shotzi just trying to contest everything, and apparently lightning strikes twice. Oh, don't do it to him. The stun comes out. Does he have the ammunition? Whoa! Bursts it into Mars, but as we look to back to orbit over to P3, it's going to be OpTic who get there first.
Dashy with a big one-on-one gunfight to secure the back. A 20-point difference. All of the Heretics trying to find their way in towards this hard point, but you got players pushed out on angles you're not expecting. Shotzi all the way up through Burger, lines up another double. He came alive in this game. Give me kill number 3, but he's weak. Doesn't matter. We basically have a tied one.
This is Shotzi saying, I'll do it my damn self. 155 to 155. Heretics a bit split on the map right now, putting some focus on the hard point while also trying to get some rotational damage done. 2 kills come through, make it 3. That's all 4 dead. Spawns out for OpTic.
Oh, and this is a very crucial moment in the game. Heretics are going to lock in this final 15, and you're forcing all of OpTic now to work that rotation. Shotzi, it's on you. The player in courtyard to potentially find an opening. You get the player off hold. Now Shotzi needs to get one.
It catches Super with the nade out. Trophy system in place, but Shotzi is just doing whatever he wants. Turn for Hook good. OpTic will flip the spawns again, and they'll bounce back and retake the lead once more.
Now you have to set up properly. 2 ARs through the middle of the map. 1 person watching the pinch. They're going trade for trade. The nuke is able to find 2, but Rancor eliminates Shotzi from the objective. It does not matter, though, because the close spawns for OpTic allowed him to instantly hop back in.
Hook looking to finish off Metals. Toe taps with the pistol will work. First significant lead for OpTic in a while. But Heretics aren't done yet. Hook putting him in their place. Follow-up good for the ARs of OpTic. They're going to break the 200-point threshold.
This is all their time. Now you're going to the contest fest at P5. Heretics last time really couldn't make up in the difference. It was a 50-point lead when they left P4. It was a 50-point lead when they left P5. You need a good chunk of time here. You need to find kills and chain.
Long route from Shotzi, but he has an AR. Has to be careful with this, as again, it felt like all of OpTic were running the AMS right now. Hook's got an SMG out. Shotzi will pull one as he comes back off the respawn. Mercules in the corner, able to find one. A little bit of damage under Rancor. Hook trying to follow off of that, trying to get the double, but no. Dashy inside, not able to tally Rancor, who's good for 3. Off the reload, no, doesn't fully reset it. Shotzi takes over once again. Mercy, someone put this guy down.
It's the last guy in the hard point for the Heretics is going to be Metals. He's going to fall. So OpTic now have the spawns that they want. You trap them over towards Green Crate, and you already have a player working on the pinch. You got to slow it down if you're the Heretics.
Heretics are in some major trouble, though. Mercules showing force over towards the RV. Still in the hard point is OpTic. Cannot win here, but boy, can they get close. Nade for Super connects. Shotzzy is off the reload, though. Not able to take down either member, though, from the Heretics. And now we take our focus back over to P1 with Mercules playing through the exit, looking for everything, but Metals will back down.
They only need 14 seconds. Heretics have one last hoorah push, and then initial gunfight goes to Dashy.
Mercules backs away. OpTic still in the hard point. Here comes the final approach. Mercules finds the first shutdown. Super's got to find a way to get in. You want him at 5? Let's go again.
It doesn't matter how much OpTic are down on Rewind HP, just like champs. They continue to rally together. The P3, P4 on the second half of the game was the turning point. Miami had it. They had it. The Heretics got all 4 in the feed, but who was it once again to break them down? Shotzzy, Shotzzy, Shotzzy forces the game 5.
Oh, mercy me, what are we watching? What a display, though. You called it halfway through that game. It's another slow start for OpTic. Things getting a little squirrely. And I wonder if it's Merc to come through at the comp like, yo, we're good. Let's just slow things down. Do it like we did at Champs and do it like we did yesterday.
Shotzzy just changing from this SMG to the AR. He understood we were getting outpaced. We were getting outgunned in long-distance gunfights. So for him to realize that in the moment, to go on streak after streak, he is probably the best player I have ever seen. With the movement, the gunny, and the map awareness of what he needs to get done, he allows his team to force a game 5.
Oh my goodness.
The single best day of Call of Duty all year, if not maybe of all time. This one is shaping up to be a treat as we head into a game 5, knotted up 2-2 between OpTic Gaming and the Heretics. We welcome Ali, Enigma, and Nameless back to the desk. And I want to start with you, Ant. You have been around since the beginning of competitive Call of Duty. Why is today so special?
It's just unreal. I mean, we're seeing such high-level Call of Duty. These teams go back and forth. We're seeing chokes, clutches, everything that you want as a Call of Duty fan, you have gotten so far today. And now we're headed to a Game 5. You got the World Champs on one side, and you got this Heretics team who they've been in the mix all year long. You could see it in their gameplay. They can taste that championship.
We got to get into the gameplay here, Ali, as we look back at games 1 and 2 from this best of 5. Miami Heretics, known as a momentum team. But how do you pull this off? Not once, but twice through the hardpoint and search and destroy. Excellent comebacks.
Listen, it's because of the pace this team plays. I was talking about it earlier. Our top side of the bracket is our most aggressive, high engagement teams that we have in the league right now. For our Heretics, it was just a bunch of heroics. They got hot very early on, and then of course we get all the way down to the wire where we think OpTic Texas are going to get that final half tick, and Super makes an insanely risky play. He goes for that contest. He leaves his team 3 people on the rotation, and it ends up panning out. We have been blessed today with so much good Call of Duty.
As impressive as the hardpoint comeback and finish from Super was, the S&D broke my brain. We are not used to seeing world champions crumble, or if you want to tell the other side of this story, a ridiculous 5-round comeback from the Heretics.
Well, the whole story about them has been the brotherhood, right? La Familia, the whole unit that they have there. And when you're able to reach out and touch your man next to you and say, look, we have still got this. We are still in this fight. We know we can beat this team. It does unspeakable things to you, lifts you to a whole different level. And we're getting to see that here today.
Yeah, and the way that they rallied back, I mean, it was 5-1. OpTic was doing whatever they wanted. Well, what they noticed was like, okay, Dashy's playing over towards the street. Let's just kind of leave him alone. Let's get bombed down inside a DVD, and then from there, we'll let OpTic kind of come to us. You couple that with a few mistakes by OpTic, and you find yourself in a 5-5 situation with the streak, and I don't even know if OpTic knew that window was there.
No. It was 1 round in search and destroy, 1 point in hard point, and 1 round in control. Shift said it best. You can count the points between these two teams on 3 fingers. As we went into that final game 4, though, who was the difference maker for OpTic to get them to a game 5?
Easy answer, Shotzzy, obviously. I mean, the second he pops a 3, it's like it ignites something in the rest of the OpTic camp, because once he does that, it's almost like we can't be leaving Ant to do all the work anymore. Then you start seeing pieces from Dashy. Mercules starts to get going. Even Hook, and it wasn't even just in that one moment. Shotzzy closed that game out. He called game to force that game number 5.
Now we're going into a game 5, and if you've been watching the Heretics all season, this is a team that does not shy away from search search and destroy. OpTic, they've been hot or not in this game mode. If you look at their numbers so far this weekend, Heretics 8-9, OpTic 5-5. Game 5s have been rough.
They have indeed. I mean, it's one of those moments where you start to stand up if you are some of these superstars, right? We've talked a lot about their top players, and this is one of those moments where you cement your legacy well and truly. Yeah. But when we're walking into this protocol, you're looking at a lot of the different strategies. OpTic, if they want to quell those nerves and start to get through this Game 5 situation, very good with their set nades, very good with their breakoffs. They've got to continue that.
Big shout out to our graphics designers and our stat wizard, Easy Mac. Both teams on a 2 Game 5 losing streak. They haven't been able to go this far and walk away with success. One of them will, and they will move on to the grand finals. Who's going to do it? How do they do it?
It's going to be OpTic. It's going to be OpTic. I mean, they folded in that game too. A lot of mistakes. They had numbers in a lot of those rounds. It just gets away from them. I don't think that happens again. OpTic win.
Enigma?
I got to stick with what I said initially. I think I'm going OpTic 3-2 as much as that pains me, but the momentum's with the green wall.
Both teams are heavy momentum riders, but unfortunately, I think OpTic edged them out just a little bit more. I think it's green wall in the Game 5.
OpTic has had the momentum of the last 2. Heretics stole it away in the first 2. If we are going to tell the comeback story, the underdog story, as Spaniards are looking to secure a first appearance in a grand finals, how do they get it done?
They get it done by medals. We need another medals masterclass of what we got yesterday. We had the interview earlier on. They said when medals is taking over, literally no one can touch them. I think he's their X factor.
We're surrounded by legends. You are witnessing some on this stage. And here's another one. He goes by the name of Ian Chambers.
Thank you very much. Talk about a crazy, unbelievable, unforgettable, knife-edge semi-final going the distance. Who will lock in the spot in the grand final for a shot at this? Let's check with our live crowd here in Riyadh. Who's taking Game 5? Is it going to be Heretics? All right. Is it going to be OpTic? One more time. They can hear you. Heretics! Let them know, green wall. OpTic! This is it. This is what we live for. Game 5 is right now with our casters.
The motto of the entire event is nothing is granted, everything is earned. And we've got a map 5 in a series that, again, like Ian Chambers said, is on a knife's edge. Throw out the numbers, throw out the stats. This is flat out who wants it more.
Pressure has never been at this level. You have yet to be tested in a Game 5 with Mercules on the lineup if you are OpTic. But you bring in Super on the side of the Heretics for moments like this. Search and Destroy wins you championships. And it's one map, potentially standing between both of these young men. Everyone on that main stage have a dance in that grand finals.
Well, here we go. It has been an instant classic of not just a series, but a day. So what do we get to try to elevate it to the next level with a protocol search and destroy map 5? Miami, a major comeback in map 1, a major comeback in map 2. But all of a sudden, OpTic come to life. Can they find a way to start us off with something hot? Map 5, here we go.
Gotta believe that OpTic have already been in a position like this. World champions across the stage. They already are the aggressor, setting the tone early on. Instant 4v4 post-plant setup here at A.
Super had been a scene, I believe, over towards field side. Nades to clear out tower. Some of that actually lands onto Shotzi. And then Riyadh gonna take a long route instead. Being watched by Dashy. Proactive play from Shotzi, finds the first. Help onto maybe a second as Rencor stuck over towards Spiral. You need Riyadh. You need him right here, right now. He only finds one, though. And now the focus goes back over to Super. Only 20 seconds left.
It's 2v3. Both players from the Heretics trying to work through big door. Shotzi's going to be out of the play. You have to contest these fights now.
What a reset. Shotzi's way out. Can just come back over as soon as only 7.5 that are left, but Shotzi's able to find the first. No time to defuse. Super just playing for the final kills. Can't even get those. OpTic strike first.
I love the initial play call there from OpTic. Even though they are feeling the pressure here in the Game 5. A tone-setting round. Just instantly get the bomb plan at A and play their post-plant setup to perfection. But I also love the play call there from the Heretics. There was nobody on the bottom side of comms. They were banking on their stuns and nades to find an opening, but instead of them initiating the play, Shotzzy says, no, I'm taking it into my own hands. He secures the opening round with 3 in the feed.
Unbelievable calls on both teams. But here we go. Reset. Heretics, their first offense. A little bit more pause, a little bit more patience. A little bit of pre-fire coming through for Metals. And Shotzzy is just saying, I want it. It will take over Elevator. That is a bold push through. It's going to work out nicely for the OpTic defense.
And now this is going to waste a lot of time for the Heretics. As the ARs watching across through the middle of the map, making sure no one's going to edge out over towards that B site. A minute left to go. You get information onto Mercules, but the jump peak is good enough to spot the guy close mid.
Yeah, he sees Riyadh down low. So mid-map will be open. Metals able to find Dashy, and Mercules is in some trouble now as the B site is wide open. Shotzzy also dealt with on the long play. So it's just up to Merc. Can he delay this plant a little while longer to get Hook into the play?
Oh, Hook's gonna find one. So still a 2v3. Bomb is gonna get planted.
See Super.
Trying to isolate onto Super, set up Hook potentially for this one.
They know that Renkor's over towards Heli. Can't find him. Renkor finds the easy first, just down to Hook. Had to be a 1v3 in the ace, but Renkor just playing the spectator over all of this. A little bit of team fodder coming through. The team shot's perfect, and Heretics respond.
Yeah, and that was the answer for them in the map number 2 comeback, just slowing down the game. Playing for that opening kill, forcing the playmakers on OpTic to think they found an opening. Once Dashy falls, Shotzzy tries to set up on the pinch, he gets caught. And then you already have all the presence around that B site. Slow and steady wins the race. Tied 1-1.
If you do like stats, one of the big brains that are out there, something to keep in mind is that for the Heretics, they are the second best team at securing post-plant win percentages. So long and short of that is, if you're OpTic, you don't want them to plant. Metals quickly through big door, has the defense pushing forward towards Elevator. Once again, OpTic playing back here though, and a little bit of delayed hit up towards mid.
It's all about calculated risk at this point. None other than Shotzzy. Already putting himself in a very good position. Riyadh strikes for the first blood though.
Yeah,
that's bomb player.
Yeah, Shotzzy's gotta go quickly, and old Rancor's got a knife out. And reacts perfectly. Mercules able to make the numbers a little bit more manageable, 2v3. And Dashy will collect the bomb. And maybe get to work over towards B, where it is relatively open at the moment.
The Heretics are just not going to allow them, even in a man disadvantage, to get the bomb at A. So with 35 seconds ago, Mercules trying to locate potentially where Renkor is. Bomb is now going down.
Finds Super for free, 2v2. Breaks the glass. Riyadh will drop and join Metals to retake over through tower side. This is a bold challenge though, especially with Mercules still in position here. Riyadh will go up top. Metals will wrap around the sidewalk. Dashy has backed up. This first contact is everything, and Mercules has the freebie. Sure does. And how about it? Dashy follows up behind it. A massive bounce back 2v4 for OpTic.
Unreal. Out of a rookie and one of the most clutch players we have ever seen in the league. You just take your time on your approach. It's Mercules who finds a trade over towards tower. It's Mercules who finds a second kill as well. And then Mercules finds 3 on the round to set up Dashy for the final. A massive swing round there in favor of the green wall. Slight lead now.
Competing chance here in Riyadh. Stuns, nades, moving over towards mid-map. Nice shots from Super. Mercules still alive, dashing in some trouble. And finally, Riyadh's able to find the first blood. But a bit of pause here. Heretics really can't step too much further forward. They're trying to get towards B, but there's still a lot of OpTic members that are flooding the middle of the map. And Shotzzy, he feels like he can make a play here.
He knows that he has to make a play. In a man disadvantage, the bomb most likely going over towards that B site. Just going to play it patient on the pinch. Keep Heretics thinking. Potentially where the retake is going to come on in. The objective is going to go down. Hook trying to be the island player. At least trap them towards the back.
Bomb planted. OpTic have to essentially retake their side of the map as they spawned in. Hook doing the dirty work by going deep. Mercules finds another one for free. Knows that Super's pulling in the corner. The hit markers are decent. He wants the pistol, but Rencor comes to supply the support. Hook around the back now, working with Shotzzy. Both SMGs in play. And this is going to take time. And no, Riyadh meets him there. Shotzzy able to find one, but not the other. Super clutches up.
Big round out of Super to just stay alive in towards the heli side. I love the play call there from OpTic to just play for the first blood. That's why Dashy gets aggressive, because my Heretics love to attack through mid-gun. So he puts himself in an angle, just not able to finish the kill. And Shotzzy with the SMG, not able to keep his teammate alive. Heretics tie the game.
Critical round, I think, there for Heretics, just in terms of controlling the chess game, but being able to work through mid, too. Keep both bombs as an option. That's the last thing you want, is for OpTic to keep dominating you over the top of mid-gun. This time, no wasting.
Bloodbath.
Yeah, trophy system does deny the stun, leaves Shotzzy and Dashy for the first two. The play for the defense through mid-door not going to work out. Shotzzy also reveals off of a stun of his own, but Super still finds one. Difficult, though, for Rencor. Seen already over towards backside stairs. It's going to be a 1v3 A-plant.
No stun, no nade. Rencor's not going to stand any chance unless they give him one for free.
Nope. And it's just another one of those, all right, you're throwing a couple of jabs at us. Here's our haymaker. Hit it with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of speed. I think just most importantly, that's the value of getting the trophy system down immediately upon dropping in through elevator, because otherwise Heretics have all the perfect nades that they want, but none of them land.
And a perfect play call to just match the aggression on the round. Inbound adjustments have been a difference so far in this series. OpTic just one-up them there. Again, up by one. Back on the defensive side. Not afford to give Heretics that first blood.
Yeah, very similar offensive look here for Heretics with Metals AR with the bomb. Trying to peek over through the bottom side of A, but Shotzzy just gets isolation over towards the top side of the map. Hook was there to supply the support if there was an AR to check, and it's now all of a sudden an early 4v3 for OpTic.
Yeah, Riyadh there was thinking that Super had his pinch. He had the tower control, but he was playing it real safe in the spawn, and now get out of here. Shotzzy for a double. Insane. With the way that he is playing in these last couple of maps, give him the ace. MVP Shotzzy is on point.
Just a perfect play call from OpTic.
And this is where experience comes into play. Keep in mind, they were just in a grand final a couple weeks ago. They are not afraid to make plays. You got Heretics taking a slow and steady approach, which worked for them on map number 2. But when you're giving up all that space, Shotzzy's the type of player, he's gonna always take it. 2-round lead now for OpTic.
That's just one of those, though. The Heretics are looking, Shotzzy's pulling up towards our tower. Let's just go down low. Oh, he's already there. He's everywhere. And now, potential for maybe a bit of a quicker hit out of OpTic over towards the middle of the map towards B. Heretics have the same defensive setup through mid-door. But a stun from Hook, no, does not actually, I think, get out of the elevator shaft. So no information in terms of Heretics playing with aggression until that little step up.
So you have the info. They're going to be on the bottom side. Just going to go back and forth, slow down around, and this is what's keeping Heretics on their toes. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. Now this forces the defensive setup to switch up a little bit.
Yeah, to be fair, though, I mean, the Heretics are going to feel pretty comfortable with this setup. Metals is watching the elevator. You've got a really safe position for Super. The only thing that's really open is this route, which, oh my goodness. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Metals comes back over to the play, though, finds the trade and an extra. Rencor there to supply. Another elimination as it's just down to Mercules. Finds the first relatively cleanly. Pistol out. No, cannot get back to the bomb. And Heretics respond again.
Just patiently waiting for what Shotzzy is going to do. Even though he opens up with the first blood, we instantly find the trade, and Metals gets activated on the bottom side. Shotzzy was just waiting for his teammates to drop down at Zip. He just took way too long, allowed that trade to instantly come in with no damage as well.
Yeah.
So Metals will prepare for 2 gunfights at the same time with Hook being weak. Stop the bleeding. Now we're going into the swing round.
And just a good micro decision for Metals as well. As soon as you start to see that there is a little bit of action through mid-door, you got to get out of elevator. You don't want to put yourself in a spot to even go 1-for-1. Just keep your numbers. Well done. Defense for OpTic. Going to pull a page out of the Heretics defensive playbook as they try to hit their big door. Super delayed play coming on the backside of it. Finds the first. Dashy still trying to hang on towards this trophy on tower, but Super puts him in the dirt. Mercules, though, proactive as you could ever imagine. Oh, finds at least one trade. Now has an SMG to work with. Tries to change things up. Has his health back and will reset the fight to the 1v2.
Head on a swivel now if you're the Heretics. The bomb is going to get planted. There's the rookie have an insane momentum.
Nade over the back. Not going to tag. Has he beat the timing here? Finds the first. Looking for the 1v1. Once again off the reset. Oh! A 1v3 for Mercules. Unbelievable.
He does not shy away from the moment. He is here to be in it. A rookie who was added to the team a couple months ago, who put himself on the map a couple months ago, pulls off of 1v3 with the pressure at its highest. What an insane play. The way that he values his life, the way that he repositioned himself. Game point, OpTic.
What an absolute mental boon now for Heretics. It's the same setup. No trophy this time, though, for OpTic. Stuns are going to land. Metal's trying to play a shoulder. AR's pushing him back, and Mercules continues where he left off with another first blood. 4 in a row. Shotzzy weak, and OpTic say, yo, back up. Let's play the numbers.
Reset it. 4v3. No need to take any more risks. Riyadh already putting out shots against called by Shotzzy. 4v2. Let's get an A.
Absolutely the call. It's down to Super and Rencor, and how often have we said that? The two new guys in. The change in entire franchise. How do you work through this? With now 40 seconds that you have to try to battle against. Dashy, couple of shots, but Rencor's out. Foul up from Super, just trying to make some noise over towards Big Door, but these are both players using ARs, if I'm not mistaken, and Shotzzy's got the freedom to make a route happen. 28 on the clock. Super and Rencor trying to work their way together. Hook finds the first. Rencor shut down. And OpTic have a chance for glory twice over.
That is just simply unbelievable. OpTic, we're at their back.